Well, I interviewed T.K. Kirkland, and he was really close to Dick Gregory. And one of the things that really bothered him was he said that...
And he wasn't the type of man that thought about finances and management, which I was disappointed in. You know, because Dick Gregory just got buried 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yes, after all this time.
Wow. How much time has passed?
That was about a month.
About a month, yeah.
It was about a month.
Oh, I was not aware of that. Dick Gregory was beloved by so many people. I didn't know about his funeral. I know a buddy of mine, Minister Farrakhan, did his funeral. And I know that it was a beautiful event. I didn't know that he didn't have money to bury himself. No one called me on that. I would have been one of the supporters of that because he's really an inspiration to me and many people.
Do you see that a lot? Do you see great comedians who, as they get older, they don't really manage their finances and get in that type of situation?
Well, we see great athletes. We see great athletes and comedians and entertainers who don't manage their financial situation that well. And it's something that we need to promote financial literacy to artists as they're becoming successful. And, you know, just the people are, they get their first dollar, they spend it. And they don't really, look for the future, care about the future so much always. And because of that, we have these situations. Like the one you described with Dick Gregory is very sad. I wasn't aware that he didn't have money to bury himself. His family didn't have money to bury him. This is our reality. We need to educate our children to be different. That's all.
You look at someone like a Bill Cosby, who, when I interviewed D.L. Hughley, even though D.L. and Bill Cosby didn't get along, he said that...
I don't think President Obama is president without Bill Cosby. I think that that's absolutely true. But you can be both profane.
Wait. You said that there would not be an Obama.
I don't think that. I think that Bill Cosby showed America that they could have a black father. So if they could have a black father, they could have a black leader. I think he set the table for Barack Obama.
Oh, well, Bill Cosby, at his height, meant everything to black America. He was uncompromising in some ways with his support for African American causes. He wasn't he wasn't Dick Gregory, but he did speak up. He did show up sometimes. And he did love the community and stood up for the community in instances where it mattered. But he's also accessible and mainstream. And so you're seeing this black man in I Spy. Like that's, for us, he was a hero. So a lot of people saw Bill Cosby as a hero, and he broke ground in places that other African Americans had not been able to. And for that, we all, owe him.
Well, he changed NBC. NBC was in last place when the Cosby Show was first introduced.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they completely changed the playing field of the networks.
Well, every time there's a surge of African Americans on TV, the networks change. And all the networks, the WBs and the CWs and the HBOs and the Stars Today and the Foxes over and over again get built and reaffirmed by black talent. Without the black talent, those, and then they move away from it. But then like Fox, they come back. So there's all these experiences that we can point to where Def Comedy Jam built HBO. Don't get it wrong. Not until Sopranos had anything built as many subscribers. Think about the WB, think about the CW, think about UPN, think about those networks that were developing and they built themselves on African American talent. And sometimes they get comfortable and they move away from it. But then they, like Fox, Empire brought them back. And Fox was built that same way as the other ones I mentioned. And so that's our reality. We just have to be able to get people in senior positions who recognize the value of this talent. So that the collaboration in the senior levels, where people of all, who understand America, all of America, not just one part of it. And I think that we still have that problem in Hollywood. We still don't have enough diversity or inclusivity so that we can maximize the business potential of these networks and studios.
I mean, when you look at someone like a Bill, you'll be hard pressed to find someone with a bigger impact. And yet, within a matter of months, his whole legacy got torn down to the point where the Chinese restaurant I go to in Chinatown, they took his pictures down. You know what I mean? It got to that point.
Well, I don't comment on his current situation because I don't know for a fact what to say. What's going on now and what's going on, it's, you know, an awakening of women's voices now.
Yeah.
And Bill Cosby's story, you know, I have heard stories that break my heart. I knew him, I never thought these things of him. It breaks my heart. Enough of these stories, obviously, you give them great credibility. I feel like time has come for Hollywood in general to be sensitive to the plight that they have put women in over these years, and they should change dramatically their relationships and their practices. And they are changing in a hurry. So, you know, things evolve, and examples like the ones we're seeing are reminding people that we need a lot of work, right? And the women need bigger voices. And also, when I talked about diversity in Hollywood, it's still a man's network. I said there's no black agents, and not a lot of women agents either, right? So you need black people, you need women, you need people of all races and ethnicities. You know, I'm the chairman of the Foundation for Ethnic Understanding. We had an event here last night, and we honored Scooter Braun, and we honored Will Packer, and we honored Ben Silverman, and we've honored everybody from Jay-Z to Leo Cohen to Puffy. We've honored everybody. And the Foundation for Ethnic Understanding is always pushing for inclusivity and diversity. And still, the lack of women's voices in all of these processes is beyond belief. And, you know, when we talk about white supremacy, we should always say white male supremacy. Because everybody but a white male is a victim of white supremacy, it feels, right? It feels that everybody's at risk. Every Jew, every Muslim, every African American, every Latino, everybody in this country is in some way, and every woman is in some way a victim of white male supremacy. It's our reality, and we have to confront it. And that's what we do with the Foundation for Ethnic Understanding. Mostly our work is with Muslims and Jews, but it's always been about promoting diversity and inclusivity.